So it did not protect, and it may have actually accelerated the progression to cancer.
Well, because in that case, the vaccine is interfering with the body's natural immune response process, which is basically taking care of the problem, as it does. You know, the human immune system is an amazing piece of biotechnology. I mean, miraculous in its function, right? So now they come in and they inject this intervention, and as you were just describing, it can actually then increase the woman's risk of cervical cancer.
Well, it seems that those women who are already positive for the virus may well have progressed in having been given the vaccine. Now, you would say, well, we don't know whether this is real or not, but we should test women before giving them the vaccine on the basis that we do not want women to progress. Are women routinely tested? Are children routinely tested for prior exposure in school? No, they are absolutely not. So what are we doing? We do not know, and they most certainly do not know.
I wonder how long it's going to take before this great wall of disinfo that the vaccine industry surrounds itself with, you know, the quackery, the disinformation, the outright fabrications, the lies, the criminality, the corruption, even the bribery, the falsification of data in clinical trials. I could go on. But when will this dam break? When will the great wall of disinfo be shattered, you think, and the truth will pour out, and the whole vaccine industry will be exposed as crooks and criminals?
Mike, it's breaking. It's leaking. That dam is leaking so badly at the moment. And the reason that their attacks on me, for example, and on this congresswoman have been so vicious is because they're losing. They're losing. And they cannot understand why the public are not being coerced by their public relations and their policies. They can't work that out, and they're furious.
We got to go to a break. It drives them crazy. You're right. Dr. Andrew Wakefield is with us here on The Alex Jones Show. We'll be right back after this break with more, including secret memos on vaccines. Stay with us right here on The Alex Jones Show. All right, welcome back, folks, to The Alex Jones Show. I'm the fill-in host for today, Mike Adams, sometimes known as the Health Ranger. And I'm a frequent contributor to Infowars.com. Usually cover the health and health freedom issues, but sometimes other issues like TSA. One of my favorite pet peeves, TSA, searching your junk. Not okay. It's not okay for that to happen. Now, we are joined in studio right now by Dr. Andrew Wakefield, and we've been discussing the Gardasil vaccine and the HPV vaccinations and Governor Rick Perry. And I promised before the break that Dr. Wakefield will be bringing you some secret memos. Actually, are you sure that these are secret memos, Dr. Wakefield, or what are these, public posts? Or
these are public posts. Yeah, again, this is the initiative of SANE Vax. They've obtained what appears to be, at least at first blush, insider blogs or exchanges on a blog for members of the pharmaceutical industries.
And these are people who work in the vaccine industry. Absolutely. Posting these things.
That is certainly the inference from the way these are written, the language that's used.
All right, read us a couple. Let's hear what they have to say.
Because what they go to is a reflection of what's happening behind the scenes, the state of morale and the perception of this problem from people working within the industry itself. And I imagine at various levels. It says here, all the farmers bend the truth a little. This is a quote, there's a direct quote on the blog. It goes with the business. The issue is that we can't screw up the product during the manufacturing process. We need a better system in place to pick this shit, up.
Oh, you can't say that on the air.
I am sure we have a department that checks this crap. I guess I can say that.
Yeah, that's about as far as you go.
They are sleeping behind the wheel. Not only does this screw up my sales, it expletive deleted up getting products through the pipeline because the FDA has no faith in us. New products is how we make our money, Seek. It then goes on, and Merck will handle this just the way they handled Vioxx. Deny, deny, deny until the FDA is forced to do something. It's one thing when adults are hurt. When kids get hurt, look out. Merck will finally get it what it deserves. And it's great, as if trying to sell a vaccine with this many reactions isn't hard enough already. The most depressing thing about these posts is that none of us are surprised that this happened. Maybe it's time to cut the cord.
Now, what website is this from?
This is on SANE Vax.
But I mean, they sourced it from another discussion group that's vaccine or pharma insiders.
What I think is called Cafe Pharma, which is an internal a blog within the industry.
I've seen that before. I've seen some people on there sort of venting. But in all fairness, we don't really know. These could be people just sort of planting these. I mean, it's possible, right? We don't know who they are necessarily.
It could well be. It could well be. But it says here, let me read you one. I remember that when we were at the launch meeting and they were laying out the marketing strategy for Gardasil, You didn't have to be a genius to see that the whole thing stank from day one. Now, at least one can infer from that reasonably, without invoking defamation, that this came from someone within the industry who was, in fact, themselves at that marketing strategy meeting. Well,
and it fits a pattern. We've seen ex-pharmaceutical reps speak out and write books and go public with what happened inside the industry. There have been people from the pharmaceutical companies who have gone public, from the executive level inside pharmaceutical companies that have gone public and that have told similar stories. So it definitely fits a pattern. It's not like this is some odd, where did this come from? No, this is fitting the pattern of what pharma is doing.
Quite right, and it was first disclosed to me, this issue of women who were already positive for papillomavirus antibodies progressing to develop more invasive forms of tumour or pre-tumours, that this in fact was inside information provided to me from someone within the company.
Extraordinary information. I'd like to ask you to stay with us. We're going to take a break right now, Dr. Wakefield, but we will be back here on the Alex Jones Show right after this break to continue talking with Dr. Wakefield. And then at the top of the next hour, Alex Jones will be joining us by phone with more information about the NFL's enhanced pat-down. Stay with us. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm not Alex Jones. I'm the fill-in host for Alex Jones, Mike Adams. Glad to be with you. Thanks for listening in. Alex will be calling in, by the way, at the top of the next hour to give us his views on the NFL's new enhanced pat-down requirements. Yeah, you're going to be patted down from the ankles up just for watching a football game. It's the beginning of the massive invasion of your privacy in public places. It's no longer just the airport, no longer just government buildings. Now it's going to be every sporting event, every shopping event, every school event, you name it. We'll get into that later. Right now, I'm joined in studio by Dr. Andrew Wakefield, who is, of course, the researcher who first looked at the links between vaccines and gastrointestinal disorders in children. Now, interestingly, Dr. Wakefield never said that vaccines cause autism, and yet that accusation has been used against him in numerous smear campaigns and total lies and total fabrications by even medical journals. And, of course, virtually everyone in the mainstream media, all the usual suspects. We're not even going to get into that. Now, we were talking before the break, Dr. Wakefield, about the bill in California. What this bill, once again, would allow schools to inject children with vaccines without parental consent.
Correct.
I want to get another action item from you on this. What can people do right now to resist this vaccine tyranny in California and help defeat this bill?
Well, I think if parents do not oppose this bill, then they are going to fail their own children in California for a long, long time to come. The thing to do is to contact the office of Governor Brown to veto the bill AB 499, and that must be done as soon as possible. The bill has actually been passed but not signed off, but there are many in California who think it has actually been put into action. So it is passed. It must be vetoed by the governor refusing to sign it off.
So if Governor Brown goes along with this bill, he could end up having the reputation that Governor Perry has today for mandating vaccines. Although it's not a mandate necessarily, but it's the same issue of vaccines being injected into children without parental consent.
I think Governor Perry made a mistake. I think he acknowledged that he made a mistake, and that has since come to light and hasn't gone as far as this has gone. This is a bill that is actually passed and is merely waiting to be signed off by the governor. This is far more insidious and far more dangerous.
Yeah, it's scary that all the state legislature there in California approved of this. They must have received all kinds of money from the drug companies.
One can only guess it.
That's a pretty safe assumption. What's the latest on the autism situation? And also want to ask you, has the British Medical Journal yet retracted their baseless attacks on you where they distorted the facts, where they lied, they just openly lied about where your data came from in your research and why it didn't match some of the original general physicians and so on? Any updates on that situation?
Well, the simple answer to the question is no, they have not retracted, but they have now, in the last few days, been given the opportunity to retract, having been presented with the definitive evidence there was absolutely no fraud. In fact, the fraud was fully on the part of the journalist Brian Deere. So we shall await events on that one and see where they go with that. But clearly the BMJ are incompetent in as much that they failed to check their facts, and they've got themselves into a very difficult situation. Now, as far as autism in general, what has happened since I spoke to you last, Mike, we've had the paper from South Korea showing 1 in 38, 1 in 36 children in South Korea have autism, an extraordinary level of disease. We've had a number of papers showing that it is far more of an environmental disorder than previously thought, far less of a genetic disorder. So that may simply be that the profile of the disease is changing, and what we're seeing is a novel environmental disease emerging.
Well, and by environmental, you mean things that have been injected into them or that they've been exposed to.
Yeah, things in the environment that they have been exposed to.
All right, we got to go to break. I want to thank you for joining me, Dr. Wakefield. Wakefield, it's been great having you here on the show. And everybody check out the book, Callous Disregard, and the website one more time.
Callous-disregard.com.
There we go. Dr. Andrew Wakefield right here on The Alex Jones Show. We will be back talking to David Wolf on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join PrisonPlanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.